Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. This set up confusion. He didn't set up a whole bunch of different groups, right, with different doctrines to push his word. Okay. He set up particular leaders that are chosen to push the same doctrine and the same spirit, right? The scriptures say that we're supposed to be of one spirit. Now, every camp has their own spirit. Every single camp that you see out there, every alphabet camp, they have their own spirit. IUIC has their own spirit. ISUPK has their own spirit. Sakari has their own spirit. Genesis, well, they pretty much have the same spirit of Sakari, right? Because they came from Sakari, right? And they kept that same type of energy. Wi-Fi, so on and so forth. All these different camps, they have their own spirit. Now, there's a particular camp with the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai on them, right? Whom the world vehemently rejects. Okay? And those men are the men of the Great Millstone, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Right? Now, it's not about a name, but it's about a spirit and a doctrine. Okay? And no one's that stupid. Well, I can't say no one. If you have any understanding, you can't be that stupid to think it's about having a particular... If you have GMS on your name, you're going to be delivered. You can't be that fucking stupid. It's about the doctrine. I don't have to keep explaining that shit. It's about the doctrine. It's about the doctrine. If you're following the men of the Lord, you're following you're supposed to be following the doctrine. Right? You're supposed to be in that same spirit. Which means spiritually, you're a part of that group. Whatever your name may be, because the group that we're trying to be a part of ultimately is the group of the elect. If you have an individual talking about a random guy that's starting his own camp, and he came up by him, he's doing his own thing in these times, I can guarantee you he's not in the right spirit. His doctrine is off. I can guarantee you there's some place that he's going off. I never seen anyone just doing their own thing and just popped up and started their own alphabet group, and that they were teaching 100% doctrine, and they were just in the right spirit. Nah, I never seen it. I never seen that. Because the Lord said He's going to set up pastors after His own heart, and they would be in one spirit, right? As Yahweh Shai is in one spirit with Yahweh, meaning that they're in agreement, right? They're in agreement with doctrine, all right? And their judgments are the same, right? Like the same judgment I would make when I watch a video of a brother, right? And he would make the same judgment that I would make. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the same judgment that I would make. That happens all the time. That happens very often because we're in the same spirit. The Lord is not the author of confusion, right? He's not going to set up people with different doctrines and different spirits to all come together. And then what's that going to do to the flock that's just coming in? They're going to be confused. That's why you always have people on the comment board talking about, you guys say this, but then GOCC says this, IUIC says this, blah, 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 blah. Because those people are being tossed to and fro. The Lord has not showed them who the true men of the Lord is. And that could be because the Lord is not dealing with those individuals. Because if the Lord is actually dealing with you, you will find out who the true men of the Lord is through the Spirit. And you would stick with those men. Right? You won't let Satan deter you to follow another doctrine and to follow another spirit. Right? Even if it was an angel from heaven, you'll say, nah, that's not the spirit or the doctrine that I was taught from Yahweh Shibbi Awashai. The Lord's not just gonna toss you all over the place, especially not in these last days. He's not gonna toss you all over the place in these last days. In these last days, you're gonna find out who the men of the Lord are. Okay? It says that thy teacher shall not be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and you shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right and when you turn to the left, man. So follow that path, right? Mark the perfect man, okay? And they're going to be in the same spirit. See, but what we're finding is these camps, these other camps, they unite against the men of the Lord, and they unite for a bunch of demons and deviants. That's what they do. They unite for a bunch of demons and deviants, and they'll have a fast for a bunch of demons and deviants. But the men of the Lord, they're quick to rebuke and just, fuck, F them apostles of great, those F them. F those guys are a bunch of pedos, this and that and that. You know? That's what these people say. You know? You understand what I'm saying? But guess what? The Lord sees that, the Lord hears that, and the Lord is not with y'all, man. The Lord is not going to acknowledge that fast that you guys are getting ready to do at all. At all. All right? That's a wicked, evil fast, man. That's a vain fast. The Lord is not acknowledging that nonsense, man. The Lord just judged the individual, and you try to for some complete, some unspeakable evil, some unspeakable evil, some low life Edomite shit, like that. Even some Edomites have enough integrity not to do, man. And you want us to fast for this guy? But these are the same people that were slandering Great Millstone, talking about their pedos, and they teach to great little girls and this and that, when all we're doing is bringing out the law that's clearly in the Bible. It's clearly there. Even the scholars know that. Even the scholars can see it. Even when you read the other versions of the Bible, it actually says the word grape. It actually says the word. We didn't translate these Bibles. We're telling you what it says. But we clearly said multiple times, starting with the apostles and elders, not to do it in this society. If you do it in this society, we're not with you, because the Spirit is not working with you. You can't be that flipping stupid, man. Okay? The age of consent in the ancient world was not 18 years old. Look at any text, look at any historical book. The age of consent in the ancient world, in ancient Israel, was not 18 years old. The Heavenly Father had, first of all, let's say a woman was born somewhere where, and she never met her parents and whatever, in her later years, she didn't know what her age was. What would be the sign that the Heavenly Father put there to know this woman, she's a woman now and she's able to be married? The scriptures speak about the flower of her age. Find out what that is. Because if you say it's 18 years old, you're a liar, or you just don't have any understanding. Like those guys from Toronto Genesis, I had to do a lesson on them, and they were just complete hypocrites in that video with them Arabs, man. Them Ishmaelites made you look stupid, bro. And I got mad because you guys were showing fucking pure hypocrisy, and they called you out on your fucking hypocrisy too. Okay? Because you were getting on them, bro. You marrying Khadijah was this and that. And you know what? The woman stood on business. The woman was more manly than you guys. The Ishmaelite woman, she said, yeah, they married at that age. There's nothing wrong with marrying a woman at a younger age, which although the heathen, they're off, because you're not supposed to marry a woman at 9 or whatever, but I think they, whatever the case may be, that's off, right? Because the heathen, they don't have the law, right? So they go off. But then that one dude asked, what age do you, at least she stood on what she believed in. At least she stood on what she believed in, right? And her culture. But those dudes said, okay, according to your culture, what's the age is consent? Oh no. He said something stupid. He said like 21 or 18 or some nonsense. He said some nonsense that was not scriptural at all. Because if he was really first of all, that shows that he's not even supposed to be out there teaching the Bible, period. Because if you know the Bible, and even the Ishmaelite was like, what? If you know the Bible, you should know that the age of consent wasn't no 18 years old. Oh, that's the time that they went to war. What the hell does marriage have to do with war? It has nothing to do with each other. It's nothing to do with it. Oh, the age of war. You know what the fuck you did? See, these guys are just reaching all different directions to try to be world friendly, man. And the prophets of the Lord were not reaching to be world friendly. The prophets of the Lord was hated by the world, and they understood why. Okay? They knew that was just part of the deal. Why do you think they threw Jeremiah in the stocks and threw him in a pit? They put them to death. Why? Because the messages that they were pushing forth was against them. Right? The fact Jeremiah was saying that, listen, you're gonna have to be in Babylon as captives for 70 years. That wasn't a popular narrative. That was something that's like, yo, bro, what the fuck are you saying right now? I'm not accepting that I gotta be a slave for 70 years, because they were coming from being sovereign. They say, nah, you got to be a slave under the king of Babylon for 70 years, bro. 70 some odd years. So get comfortable in Babylon. They didn't like that shit. So they had the false prophets that came and told them what they wanted to hear. Say, nah, we ain't going to have to be under Babylon for no time. The Lord about to deliver us out of Babylon, right? And then guess what happened? That dude was found to be a false prophet. And Jeremiah cursed his ass out. Right? But you have people that follow that spirit, that false spirit, and they got destroyed. Oh, they got destroyed sorely, bad, because they didn't hearken to the men of the Lord. Well, we're hearkening to the men of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Right? We're not using our emotions to dictate, what the truth is. We're just following the spirit. Okay, and you people that can't follow the spirit, you say, nah, I'm not feeling them, they're this, they're that, instead of listening to the words that are being spoken and seeing if it's the the truth, right? Because the spirit is not showing you it's the truth, or you just don't want to believe it, right? That means the Lord is not with you, and you're going to be caught up in Jacob's trouble, and you're going to be destroyed, all right? So the Lord did not set up a bunch of different teachers to have different doctrines, to have unity camps. First of all, if a dude's having unity camps, that's a sign right there the Lord is not working with him, that he's not one of the true teachers. Because the true teachers would not be getting together with people with false doctrines. That's for sure. Right? If anything, the true teachers would be sending Satan upon those that teach blasphemy, man. That's what Paul did. Paul called Satan upon Israelites that taught blasphemously. Yes, he wasn't trying to link up with them. Oh, we all Israelites. No, he wasn't in that spirit. Not at all. Not at all. Okay? And Jeremiah, once he found out that dude was a false prophet, he cursed that dude, man. He put a curse on that nigga. Once he found out that nigga was a false prophet, man. At first, Jeremiah was like, oh, the Lord told you that? Okay, all right. And then when he found out, wait a minute, that's not what the Lord said, man. The Lord never told you that shit. He put a curse on his ass, man. All right? So the real prophets of the Lord would not be having no fucking unity camps. Oh, we all Israelites in some black consciousness spirit. Nah. Just being an Israelite is not enough. They were Israelites while they were committing the wickedness that caused them to be kicked out of the land of Israel, man. They were Israelites while they were worshiping idols, man. The hell you talking about, man? Being an Israelite does not make you righteous, knowing that you're an Israelite. Come on, man. Those are some of the well, as we've seen an example of Al-Azhar. Some of the wickedest niggas on the earth. The fuck is that about, man? You're a goddamn cuck. Somebody that that's someone that I despise. That's a dude that I don't want in my fucking presence, man. You know what I'm saying? You weak like that, having the woman bend you fucking over like, hey man, this is why, hey, but see, this is amongst Israelites. The dudes with fringes aren't doing that. He took off his fringes to do that shit. He took off his fringes to say go and purchase that and whatever, man, and get ready to get popped in the ass, man. So being an Israelite does not make you righteous, man. All right? And we don't care about you people. You people that are not of the elect, we don't give a shit about you, man. We only care about the elect. We only care about the 144,000. That's it. Everyone else, man, the 144,000 and a great multitude. Everyone else that's not of that elect number, man, we're not concerned with you, man. Because according to the scriptures, you are against the Lord. Okay? Or else the Lord would have brought you into the true understanding, man. You know? So with that, Lord, let's edify to the elect, man. That's all I gotta say, man. With that, I'll say shalom.